You've been in this entertainment space not just as director, but you've also been an actor. What do you think of Nagesh Kukunoor, the actor?
Very average.
Very average.
Very average. Amir is one of those rare exceptions, and he's been doing it for a very long time, where he'll devote 2 to 3 years for a film.
Oh, that's not you.
That's not me. I love it when we sneak into some location without permission and shoot. And my EP is just going nuts saying, sir, aisa nahi kar sakte, aisa nahi kar sakte. But the joy of just sticking a camera in a van, sliding the door open and stealing a shot is just so much fun.
I was in school then, and that was when in Chennai, we suddenly started seeing an influx of Sri Lankans, Tamils, into our schools. And they were like a little bewildered because we were all...
My challenge for taking any show, Baradwaj, is simply the kida of, oh, I've not done that before. Let me see what I can do with this.
Right. Because that's the feeling that I got when I saw Modern Love Hyderabad. Because I was like, damn, this guy's never done a love story. You know? There are two stakeholders, Sony Live, and there is Applause Entertainment. Like, how does this synergy work?
This nexus work? Yeah. Well, my direct relationship is with Applause.
Okay.
Like I said, the first show that Samir Nair greenlit was City of Dreams. And Samir Nair and I and my producing partner Elahe go back much longer than that, because Samir was the first person that Elahe took Hyderabad Blues to at Star.
Good Lord. That's a long association.
So,
yeah.
Over the years we kind of... Anyways, so the entire creative process, I do the writing, and then it's with Applause. That's it. So we finish everything, the writing, the editing, the episodes, everything. It's a creative collaboration between me and Applause.
Okay.
That's it. And the reason I've done so much material for them is there is no, we want this. It's like there's a discussion. A lot of times I feel strongly about it. They let me run with my choices.
Right.
And that's that.
Right. So when this show comes out,
correct,
do you think people are going to say, wow, there's a Nagesh Kukunoor I hadn't seen before?
I hope so.
Okay.
My challenge for taking any show, Baradwaj, is simply the kida of, oh, I've not done that before. Let me see what I can do with this.
Right. Right. Because that's the feeling that I got when I saw Modern Love Hyderabad, because I was like, damn, this guy's never done a love story. You know? So I was like, okay, the mode kind of came close. But
I was just going to say, that was technically my first love story, but I know exactly what you're saying.
But even that has some dark shades, and that's not a, it's not some, oh, I want to watch a nice love story, I'm going to mode. No, that's not happening. So that's like,
right.
That's not going to happen. So why have you stayed away? Because you like humor, you like characters, you like, middle class mores and things like that. So what's made you stay away from the love story?
There are too many of them being made.
You make yours.
I know. You're throwing my line back at me, because a lot of times when I pitch a sports film, they're like, like Iqbal, everyone would tell me, hey, cricketing films don't work. And they throw examples like Aval Number and all that. I'm like, dude, I'm not making something like that. So that has happened.
You just made Amir Khan very happy.
That's right. Oh, I forgot. Amir was the main guy.
Yeah.
Atli Brar.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, and good old Dev Saab. But in the rom-com, if we want to label the genre, I've always found that there is too much. And I don't feel strongly enough to bring something new to the table.
Too much as in too many films?
Too many films.
As in
too many films,
already
too
been
many
made.
shows, this, that. I mean, it's the most popular genre in India for sure, and one of the most popular genres in Hollywood as well. So I always feel that, this has been done. See, when I write something, I really need to feel it. Because to champion something, to finally bring it to the audience takes a year and a half. That's a long journey to take, where you're like, I believe in this, and not lose focus. So why Modern Love Hyderabad? Two reasons. Never done an anthology before. oh, can I hold the audience's attention for just 35, 40 minutes? And shorter period to get the rom-com. So there's the Fuzzy and the Purple Slippers, that one. Arguably, that's the one that falls into the rom-com space. I had a blast doing it. And knowing fully well that in 40 minutes it's done. How do you hold the audience's attention for an hour and a half or two? I don't know.
You've held the audience's attention with the story of an NRI, with this, with that. You're saying you can't hold the audience's attention with a love story?
You're throwing a gauntlet. Now.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Arey, main bhi karke dikhata hu," and then a year
You're
later,
the one who's
like,
saying
what
that.
was it?
You're the one who's saying that everything that I want to do something I haven't done before. This is something I haven't done before.
Technically I haven't done a rom-com. I will give you that. I've touched upon different things, but who knows? Maybe I'll do one. Maybe I'll do one. But it's something that's really not on the top of my list because I'm repeating myself. There are 100 that come out every year. You look at it and you say, oh, another rom-com. Oh, another rom-com.
Right.
It's not very exciting.
You know, one of the things that both in City of Dreams and in this is that you don't find high wattage stars, very high wattage stars, and that's kind of been maybe John Abraham, Akshay Kumar,
Yeah.
Kirti Suresh. There have been a few
Exceptions to that rule.
exceptions to you working with the
Correct.
big stars. What has been your experience working with big stars? Is that because the thing is there is an inevitable extra pull that they bring to a project.
Correct.
So why is it that you've kind of stayed away?
You've said all the reasons why I've worked with big stars. It's not that I want to stay away. There are certain scripts that demand a big star, and there are certain that don't. Having said that, I cast John Abraham as a cancer patient.
Yeah.
Which everyone said, are you out of your mind? You know, you should have done some action with him and stuff like that. So it was just one of those, let me do something against the type kind of fun thing. My experience with these three actors you mentioned has been nothing short of outstanding. And I'm telling you on air, which I've said even over the last decade, I'd love to work with them again. I've had nothing but a fantastic time working with them.
Right.
But those are specific kinds of films. If you take Akshay Kumar and 8x10 Tasveer, people are going to see Akshay Kumar. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
They're not going to see 8x10 Tasveer. They're going to see Akshay Kumar. Oh, isme kya kiya? That's the first thing. The difference is he brings the money for me to make a, I can't even call it sci-fi, but that kind of thriller.
Yeah.
And I gladly jump at it. Sakhi, Good Luck Sakhi, with Kirti Suresh, very clearly could have been done with a no-name actress. But the moment Kirti comes in, I know that already the pitching is going to be much higher.
Okay.
So that kind of excitement is always there with me. Sometimes it's a function of us coming together, and I'm extremely impatient.
Okay.
There are many, and I'm not going to give you examples, throughout my career where I've pitched stuff to people. They've agreed. And they've said, okay, let's start this in 8 months. And I'm like, no, I want to go in 2 months.
Is that because you don't want to lose the energy?
I don't know what my stupidity is at times, because an 8 months will guarantee a release. A 2 months will put me back in that same rut of begging distributors to pick up the film and give me good show timings. I don't know what that logic is, but I keep doing it over and over and over again. And all the films, many films that you've talked about, all had other people attached to it, and I just wouldn't wait.
Some of them, I think it's good that you didn't wait. Because I can't imagine Iqbal, for instance, with big
Yeah,
stuff.
no, Iqbal wasn't.
Yeah.
Iqbal wasn't, for sure.
Yeah.
On the contrary, I was being asked to use stars in Iqbal.
Okay.
And I said no.
Okay.
As simple as that. I wanted someone who could play cricket.
You know, we spoke about Amir Khan.
Correct.
Technically, until Dangal happened,
Correct.
one never saw Amir that way.
Correct.
Right? Father of two, big guy, paunch, so on and so forth, son of the soil. Similarly with Iqbal, maybe you could have transformed the start. I'm going into hypothetical territory here.
No patience.
No patience.
Because Amir is one of those rare exceptions, and he's been doing it for a very long time, where he'll devote 2 to 3 years for a film.
Oh, that's not you.
That's not me. And I feel I have too many stories to tell.
Okay.
I feel the moment I wrap, maybe 1 month off somewhere to clear my head, and then I'm ready to go again.
Right.
So I really don't have the patience to pitch to someone, convince them, stay there for a long time, then get an okay, then 6 months of planning, then, execute. I think it's that indie spirit that beats in me. That's like, let's do it now. Let's break. Even now, one of my biggest kicks, even going back to The Hunt, is I'll use a single location or area in so many scenes and defy the audience to find out if that I shot it in the same location.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a bloody independent filmmaker's thinking. Instead of going, I'm going to set this scene here, and then we'll traverse 4 hours and we'll go to this location, and then I'm going to do this scene. I'll find creative ways I'll use the front here, I'll use
that guerrilla spirit is still
100%. 100%.
You know, it's lovely. It's after 27
Yeah.
years. After 27 years, you're still that indie filmmaker.
I love it when we sneak into some location without permission and shoot. And my EP is just going nuts saying, sir, aisa nahi kar sakte, aisa nahi kar sakte. But the joy of just sticking a camera in a van, sliding the door open and stealing a shot is just so much fun.
You know, The Hunt, it also comes, for a lot of people, it's going to bring memories of what happened, right? Because I was in school then, and that was when, in Chennai, and now then Madras, and
Correct.
that was when we suddenly started seeing an influx of Sri Lankans, Tamils, into our schools, and they were like a little bewildered because we were all like, we went from class to class to class, and suddenly at one point we're starting to see, people come in from
So
places.
yours was a frontline seat to this whole thing.
I don't know if I was that aware then.
Correct.
But yeah.
But now in hindsight, when you think about it, you were in the trenches.
Yeah. So like in a weird way, because we just thought, because there were people from other states.
Correct.
Why not? Like, so this is some from another country. It just seemed like now, I mean, it took us a little while in retrospect to put back the fact that this is why this was happening at that time, because when in school you're kind of not really
Plugged in.
like plugged in and as to why this is happening. So that's an extra curiosity about this whole thing, because it's also, I don't think one had begun reading newspapers and all those things yet to that extent to kind of fully know. So this might be like, do you think this would be a good opportunity for people like that to piece together what happened after the assassination?
I think the people who, like my generation, we were in our 20s when it happened. For them, it's going to be like, oh, yeah. I was here, I was there. So it's going to jog memories because it's one of the most dramatic things that happened in recent Indian history. What I think people are going to be surprised by is what happened in those 90 days.
Yeah.
Because no matter, even if you were one of those avid geeks who followed it step by step, you still are going to be shocked by Aniruddha Mitra's book and about what unfolded in those 90 days, the way things played out. So I'm asking people, yes, if there's a little bit of history that you want to tap back into your head, do it. But just watch this purely as a thriller and, just be blown away by what happened.
Right. This is a weird question, but what do you think are the ethics of taking something horrible that happened and converting it into quote unquote entertainment?
So it's, if I had dwell primarily on the assassination, I think your question is valid.
Okay.
But I focus on the hunt.
Okay.
I focus on the investigation. So if you look at it, it starts with the assassination, but I handle it with such sensitivity. I don't even open that side of history.
Okay.
Because then these questions come to center stage. Then a lot of people, both alive or dead, associated with the event, everyone has a say. In this, I only focus on the hunt. And I'm telling you again, I don't want to do anything political. I want to do stuff which I haven't done, but as long as it pertains to the true crime, the thriller aspect, I'm game for it. And that's what this show is.
Right. And because you have the book largely,
Absolutely.
that's your Bible.
Absolutely.
That's what you follow.
That's the genesis. That's the starting point.
Right.
And that's what we based everything on.
Right. Is there any time during this entire space that you've been in the entertainment industry that you wish, man, I wish I hadn't left the US?
Sure. I mean, no life is free of dark moments, right? The most amazing thing about the space that I'm in, call it the entertainment industry, call it, there's no profession that taxes you. And I'm speaking as a writer director. There's no profession that taxes you mentally, physically, and emotionally for so long as this. There's nothing that comes close. There's no other profession. If you do something for a year and a half, you're doing that. You understand? Then you stop it and then you restart that. Having said that, there's no other profession that gives you such highs, such dramatic highs and such dramatic lows. So yeah, when you hit that bottom, you're like, a 9 to 5 job with a paycheck was so much easier. And then you start the next project and you're like, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah.
There's nothing more joyous than this.
Right.
I mean, I'm still almost, I mean, other than Ranjit, my associate director, I'm almost to the first guy to the set. It hasn't changed.
Doesn't change at all.
I'll shoot a third-rate ad, and I've shot many third-rate ads, and I'll be there and be like, oh, I love this, and camera action, So,
what do you think of? You've been in this entertainment space not just as director, but you've also been an actor. What do you think of Nagesh Kukunoor, the actor?
very average.
Very average.
Very average.
Right.
Which is why I'm smart enough not to act.
Because you were in Lakshmi.
As in Lakshmi.
Yeah.
That was one of the times that
And then Patal Lok.
I pushed myself pretty hard. I work with so many great actors that only hubris and stupidity would convince me that I can match them on any plane.
Right.
Right? But there are things when I feel strongly that I can do a better job, and only because you picked Lakshmi, I'll defend it. I'm from Hyderabad. I speak Dakkini. I speak Telugu. And the character I was playing spoke both. And I know there's so many actors who probably would have done a far better job.
Yeah.
But I knew the line that Chinna had to walk. I knew that I could speak both languages to perfection.
Right.
And I was like, I'm not going to mess with another actor.
Right.
And that's why I went. Patal Lok, of course, Sudeep and Avinash asked me to do it. I said no. They didn't know that. The casting people approached me, and Ilahe forced me to. And here we are.
Right. And all the best for the hunt. And
Thank you.
if there was one film that made you say, oh, I wish I had directed that, I'm sure there are many, but if you were to pick something off the top of your head, what would that be?
There's one that almost happened.
Okay.
Okay, I'll say it on air. So there was this book I read at an airport, and I said, oh my God, I want to do this. So I called up Ilahe. I said, please get the rights to this book. So she contacts the author, and he says, oh, I love Nagesh's work. However, I have an option on this book, and the option is set to lapse in a month or 2 months or something. When it lapses, I will reach out to you, and then you can go forward with it. I say, okay, I'm waiting. And then he calls Eli and says, sorry, the option got picked back up, and it's going to be made into a feature. And That was Slumdog Millionaire.
Good Lord. There's a story. That
I
movie-
wanted to do Q&A. That's what Vikas's book was.
That's a story about destiny.
Yeah,
This is something very close.
yeah,
Yeah. All right. But thank you so much for your time.
yeah.
It's been a pleasure, and I wish you all the best for the hunt and for whatever else you're doing with your indie guerrilla spirit.
Thank you, Bharatwaj.
Thank you.
Thank you.